Over the past year, we've had numerous requests for a review of the Motoz Hybrid tyre from a Cross Training angle, riding gnarly, technical terrain with more of a trials and extreme enduro focus. Here are our thoughts after about 20 rides, and down the track we'll add our very long-term thoughts at the end of this vid. Many dirt riders have experimented with trials tyres for technical riding, with mixed results. The Motoz Hybrid is similar to a trials tyre, but has stiffer sidewalls, side knobs for cornering, and a tougher compound to handle the stresses of dirt riding. Pleasant surprise, it was easier to fit than your average knobby. The Motoz Hybrid really shines when you use low tyre pressures to get that massive footprint. So we're using the tubeless system and it's a match made in heaven. The stiff carcass meant 0 psi was used for our slow technical rides and around 2 to 4 psi for faster rides. It's a tyre that rewards the rider into throttle control and traction, a style that's growing along with the popularity of extreme enduro. In loamy or loose hill climbs, it was the equal of a knobby as long as there wasn't too much wheel spin. A surprise for us, as we felt a trials pattern couldn't match a knobby, but it does in most conditions due to that huge footprint. This benefit is lost if you are ham-fisted on the throttle and wheel spin too much. When you are almost at a standstill and think it's all over, this tyre refuses to give up. Often you just keep lugging your way to the top. Inspiring stuff. Rock slabs and hard-packed terrain, the Motoz Hybrid really stands out as you would expect. Far more rubber on the ground than a knobby, so it grips much better, and you need to move forward on the bike to prevent wheelies. On soft sand, it literally floats across the top. We paired the Hybrid with the fat golden tyre front. The big footprint both ends meant virtually ignoring soft sand. The beater just floats over the top instead of digging in. Mud. It's been quite dry here. We couldn't test it out too much in mud, but impressed so far. The tread pattern doesn't clog up the way we thought it would. And suspect the low tyre pressure means the flexing of the carcass is preventing the clogging. Traction and drive through mud excellent, but there was more side slip than a knobby. Rear braking, awesome. Our coach Chris Birch emphasises being just on the point of locking up for maximum braking. This tyre gives a loud and distinctive sound just as you start to lock up the tyre. Easy to pick, and the massive footprint does provide noticeably more rear braking, a great feeling on steep downhills. Flat fast trails, I noticed the tyre did wallow a bit at 0 psi, so kicked up the pressure, it handled fine. At speed it probably doesn't quite do as well as a knobby. That tread pattern does favour slow technical riding, but again, big footprint, good traction, wasn't too far behind a knobby. Others report the tyre is very puncture resistant. We've certainly had no issues yet. I haven't used the Motoz Hybrid on the road, but others report it handles extremely well when pumped up and has excellent wear characteristics. Good news for dual sport use. Tyre wear, looking exceptional. I've done about 20 rides so far and there's virtually no wear yet. Plus, the knobs don't round off the way a knobby does, so traction doesn't drop off. Many are reporting 2,500 miles or 4,000 kilometres is the typical life before you have a quarter tread left and when traction drops badly. Great news if you like getting your money's worth or hate tyre changing. The negatives. If you're obsessed with minimising weight, the stiff carcass, long wear and close tread pattern come at a cost. It is a heavy tyre. We couldn't tell the difference when riding and appreciated the benefits. In any case, Motoz is soon bringing out a few versions, and apparently there is going to be a lighter one for the weight conscious on the way. As mentioned, if you are heavy-handed on the throttle and love roosting, this isn't your tyre. There are only two situations where I really felt a knobby would win hands down over the Motoz for me. One, a climb filled with loose little rocks and pebbles. I still got up, but the knobby would have dug in better and had more drive. And the same situation if stopped in soft sand. The Motoz takes longer to get going, whereas a knobby digs in and drives off faster. but of course once you've got your speed up, the Motoz just floats on sand. Our conclusion: if you want to ride on the road and have a tyre that is the equal of a knobby in most respects, the Motoz Hybrid is your tyre. And if you're into slow technical riding and cross training, again, it's awesome, hard to go past. For everyone else, it could be worth considering if you like the idea of long tyre life, unless you're predominantly into racing, simply fast riding, or lots of throttle and wheel spinning.